Welcome, and thank you for clicking the link. I am Jennifer Baldick, and for the next few minutes, I'm going to be your cash coach as we talk about how you can change your business. Specifically, we're going to talk about power pricing, or more specifically, how you can price your practice instead of pricing your clients, right? This picture demonstrates what pricing your practice looks like. You've got a number of clients, some of them have similarities, some of them have a few differences, but guess what? They're all focused on you, they're all paying attention to you, and having a great relationship working with you. And I'm pretty sure that that's what we all want. Now, if you're pricing your clients, your world might look a little bit more like this. You've got clients going in different directions. Some of them may seem to be lined up. Some are paying attention, some are not. Some are listening, some are not. Some are just doing their own thing, right? A little bit chaotic, and it probably feels that way for you trying to run a practice that is set up in this manner. So what do you want? Ask yourself, what types of clients do I want? Do I want ones that are well-groomed and nice and neat and paying attention and listening and taking direction? Or do you like to herd cats? Now, as a prior cat trainer, I know what that can be like, and it can be a challenge. So if you've decided that you want to know more about power pricing and what kind of clients you want, and that you would like to price your practice, where do we begin? Well, we begin with your client list. Is it a jumbled mass? Maybe you've got some clients that are a little bit alike, maybe some clients that are a lot different. Is every day a new adventure of, oh, who do I have to work on today? Who's the most urgent? Who needs the most immediate attention? Which wheel is squeaking the loudest? And represented, of course, here by our Lego blocks, all different colors, shapes, sizes, plunked into a pile. Really hard to know who's falling through the cracks, really hard to know whose deadlines are coming up, right? If I asked you, what is your practice all about? What do you do for a living? You're probably going to respond with a vague elevator pitch. You might think it's not vague, you might think it's super specific. I work with small business owners, I work with startups that are growing and expanding their business. That's too vague. You might tell me, I work with restaurants. Also too vague. So we'll talk about that a little bit later on in the workshop component. But for now, what we want to talk about is how to price your practice and go from this jumbled mass to this nice, neat, organized practice that has been priced based on the practice. We can see that capacity is defined by our gray base. We've defined those outer limits. This is the capacity that our firm can handle. But within that, we still have a number of clients that are a little bit different. So we've got our spice and our variety, which is why we got into business in the first place. But each client does have a defined structure, right? Each one of these elements is a little bit different than the other, maybe by industry or volume or employees, services offered. All those defined structures make them a little bit unique. But the important part about all of this is that you control your schedule. You control who gets in and who might be gently or kindly directed to the exit. So no more late nights, no more surprises, no more 3 o'clock in the morning gasps. Okay. Does that sound interesting to you? Are you asking yourself or yelling at the screen, where do I start? Well, we're going to start with your schedule. Are you living to work? Are you working to live? Or are you preferring a balanced life? You'll see with my 3 grids here, if you're living to work, you're probably working 12 or more hours a day. Maybe you're getting 6 hours of sleep, and maybe you're having 6 hours of personal time. That's not sustainable, and that is not going to coast you into retirement and into a wonderful after career life. Now, if you're working to live, maybe you're working 6 hours a day, sleeping 8 hours, and then you've got 10 hours of personal time, right? You'll notice that between work to live and balanced life, there's very little difference. It's 1 hour in your work time. And I do like to point out that sleep doesn't necessarily mean sleep. It can mean your downtime. It can be in that hour before you go to bed where you read or you meditate or you just relax or you talk to your spouse, your partner, walk the dog. That's what sleep is all about. And your personal time includes getting up and having your breakfast, eating your lunch, having your dinner, putting gas in the car, spending time with friends, watching a movie, all of those personal non-work sleep times. So when you look at these grids, you might ask yourself, which one do you have? Which one do you want? So if you're leaning towards working to live or having a balanced life, take step 2. It is now time to power price your practice. You can imagine working those hours and running a profitable, growing bookkeeping firm and having a life. Thank you so much for joining me today or watching this video. If you've got any questions and you're just not sure where to start or what's appropriate for you, book a free chat, click the QR code here, show up in my calendar, and I will look forward to meeting with you and talking to you specifically about you and your practice.